Hi, I'm Mona, and if you're here, you found Kaleidoscope Dreams Tarot. So today we're going to do a three-pile pick-a-pile reading. Before I get started, I just wanted to remind you that nothing is absolute. You know, these don't resonate, they don't resonate, okay? Maybe you picked the wrong pile, or maybe you just need to find another reader and pick another pile elsewhere. You know, regardless of whatever it is, don't run with whatever's here. Don't make it fit if it doesn't fit. If it has to do with marriage and you're in a happy marriage and this is saying something like, oh, you know, your marriage is going downhill and you're not, you know, unhappy in your marriage, then definitely it's not for you, okay? Please just take what fits and leave the rest. I will say hello to my subscribers and welcome to any new subscribers. Please subscribe, like, and comment and share on these videos. Someone might need it or they might find it entertaining. Also, I like the comments. I like to hear what's going on if it resonates with anybody. I know I do show excitement when I do some of the readings because, you know, sometimes I astonish myself. And, you know, I get excited a little bit. Okay, so today we have three piles here. I have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And the question is, because we're trying to heal until the end of this year, I have, how can I release fear and limitations in my life? Okay, today is Friday the 13th. So, you know, maybe this might resonate, this might not. Maybe you feel a certain type of way about Friday the 13th, but this is the question that I have chosen for today. Okay, how can I release fear and limitations in my life? So with that being said, hopefully you've picked your pile. If not, go ahead and pause the video and you can take more time if you need to figure out which one is pretty much calling out to you. That being said, I'll just go ahead and start with pile number 1. Okay, so here's pile 1. Let's go ahead and find out, how can I release fear and limitations in my life? Okay, let's find out. First we have Kokopelli. And Kokopelli is representative of fertility, joy, and music. Okay, so you may have some happiness going on in your life, feeling joy, you know, enjoying the music. And maybe there's something to be said about fertility. Let's find out what's going on. First we have the 9 of Wands. We have the 3 of Wands. We have the King of Hats. We have the 6 of Swords. We have the 5 of Cups. We have the Fool. Okay. Oops, sorry about that, you guys. I might have the deck upside down from when I put out those cards. Okay. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the 4 of Rods. We have the 6 of Cups. Judgment. Death. And the 10 of Swords. Okie doke. So, how can I release fear and limitations in my life? Well, first we have the 9 of Wands. Okay. And the 9 of Wands could mean somebody possibly fighting for something they believe in, right? Maybe there's some deep down issues having to do with what you believe and what others believe. We also have the 3 of Wands, and that's waiting for your ships to come in, right? But as you see in this card, we have Alice here. She's opening the curtain, kind of looking out off the balcony there. And it's like, you know, she might be waiting for something to come in, but maybe she doesn't know exactly what's coming in yet. All right. Maybe she believes in something very much, but is not sure what that's indicating to her, because maybe she's been enlightened somehow, but it's not really sure what that is, you know. We do have news of emotions coming in, so maybe it's her wondering about emotions. We have this Knight of Hats here, okay. And You could be that Knight of Hats, or it could be somebody coming into you. You could be coming into somebody else, right? So maybe in the beginning here, there's some fear about whether or not a message is coming, whether or not you should wait for this message, um, and what exactly the message will entail. You know it's emotion, but what kind of emotion, you know? We also have the Six of Swords, and this indicates that somebody is moving away from a situation, okay? Because normally we might have the boat here coming towards us. Different decks have different directions of which way the boat's going. And we do have two people in that picture, so it looks like it may be you and another person moving away from a situation, or two other people moving away from another situation, okay? We also have the Five of Cups here. And it shows that this person is very sad over something that has happened, right? Like, you know, they probably feel really miserable about something. But what they're not realizing is there could be still hope in this situation, because the two cups are standing right there behind him, but he doesn't see them. All right? We also have the Fool card. And even though the Fool is here, we do show that the Fool is kind of looking back, the past. Maybe you have started something new with something, it didn't work out, you know, and you ended up having to move away from a situation. Maybe you moved away from a situation, you found it didn't work out, and now you're kind of wanting to, or wondering why this beginning didn't start properly for you. So next we have the Wheel of Fortune, okay? And the Wheel of Fortune here is, you know, maybe you're wanting to actually go towards a situation, you know, maybe a new start somehow, as also indicated by this Fool card, but Fool's still looking backwards, right? Still looking back. And we have the Four of Rods here. So you may be waiting or wanting to get on this Wheel of Fortune and find new love. And because we have the Six of Cups here, it could be you wanting to find this new love with somebody from the past. Right? Or somebody is. Somebody wants some sort of love from the past, wants to, you know, have some sort of union or marriage, or, you know, bringing a relationship to a higher level. And you could be waiting for this. So this might be one of your fears, wondering if something is coming back or not. Whether or not you will receive some sort of emotion from somebody from the past. This might be one of your fears. And this fear could be limiting, because fear can limit people to prevent them from moving forward. Maybe you're wondering if anybody's going to move forward to you, because maybe you or somebody else has placed judgment on this situation with this Judgment card here. But, you know, you were very upset about a certain situation because most likely it came to an end. Something came to an end. Maybe you were in a situation that came to an end and you feel backstabbed from it with this Ten of Swords right here. It's preventing you from moving forward in a new direction to find that happiness that you actually want. Keeping you kind of stuck. Being upset about leaving a situation. You took your own judgment, you made your own judgment, decided on moving away from a situation. Maybe you were just too rash about it. Maybe you made a too quick of a movement away from a situation, and it might not have worked out. Maybe you felt like you couldn't, you were limiting yourself in that situation, like you couldn't fight for it, or you couldn't speak up about it, or something like that, you know. So it looks like you might be going through some healing right now. So at this time, I'm not really going to suggest how you can release any fear or limitations in my life at the moment, because it might be a little bit of in mourning over the end of a situation. I mean, I could just say get over it and move on, but sometimes people need a little time, and that's pretty much what people need to get over certain things. We do have three major arcanas here, and four. We have four major arcanas here, and it looks like, let's see, we have the Fool, the Wheel of Fortune, Judgment, and Death. Yes. So you started something new. You wanted to get on that Wheel of Fortune. You wanted to fight for whatever it was. But there was finally, in the end, judgment made, and an end came to that situation. Okay. So, essentially what you basically need to do right now, at this moment, because it's not good to push people to try and forget about things and move on, because that takes time. People don't understand what happened. People don't understand what you went through. They haven't been in your shoes, so they don't really know. So I mean, at this present time, I would say to take the time to heal from whatever it is that you're upset about. That's probably your best choice right now, because maybe you're sad and upset, and maybe hoping that, oh my gosh, can I get into another relationship? Can I do this? Can I do that? And it's not a good time for you to be thinking about that right at this moment. You know, and of course, you're going to be limiting yourself from, moving forward and doing anything, because you're still a little upset. But take the time you need, you know. If anything, just skip forward to the end of the reading, and maybe there's some advice for you there. Maybe advice how to get through this upsetting or sad time in your life. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the second pile number 2. Okay, so here's pile number 2, and let's find out, how can I release fear and limitations in my life? Okay, we have the Scorpion. The Scorpion represents defense and self-protection. So maybe you're feeling a little defensive right now, trying to defend yourself against things, and you're trying to protect yourself. Maybe protect your heart, protect your the way you feel about things, um, protect your boundaries, protect your faith. It could be just about anything, but let's go ahead and find out what's going on. We have the Justice card, 7 of Pentacles, the Knight of Flamingos, 7 of Pentacles twice. Wow. We have the 8 of Cups, 9 of Swords. Sorry, guys. I think the cards are upside down. Yep. Oh, we have the Hangman, 2 of Cups, Page of Swords, 2 of Swords, and then we have the 7 of Wands. Okay, so we have 2 major arcanas here. We have the Justice card and the Hanged Man. So something has definitely happened where justice was involved. Could have been in a legal dispute. You could have had justice over a situation, perhaps. Maybe somebody had hurt you and you have come out of it somehow, with it being in your favor. But whatever has happened has left you in kind of the hanged man position, kind of stuck and not able to move forward for some reason. So with that Justice card here, you know, something has definitely happened. Maybe you planted some seeds and you were watching them grow, but and they may have been growing, you know, they may have been growing. But I do see that some information came in, some maybe some traumatic information came in, and those seeds, you know, maybe they're growing, but maybe you don't really want them to grow anymore. Maybe they're not growing anymore because of this justice situation, actually, right? Information came in, swift, harsh, direct, something that upset you. We also have the Seven of Pentacles the second time. So maybe you have planted some seeds in two different situations. One situation came and brought you sadness, you know, harsh communication. And the other seeds that you planted, seems that somebody had walked away from that situation, possibly because you have planted two separate seeds or two sets of seeds in two separate situations. Maybe you planted seeds to get a particular job, and then you planted seeds to get a different type of job. You might have gotten both at one time, and then one job, you know, fired you, and the other job was like, no, thank you, or we're going to have to let you go, or something like that. It could be that. It could be a relationship even. Wishing for two different people. One person deceived you, tried to go back to the other person, and that person you found has walked away. Maybe now you fear being alone because of this. And the fear of being alone, it can be quite harsh if you're used to being with somebody, always being with somebody, or always having a job. And maybe right now you don't have that job, or you don't have a person with you. It seems that with this person who walked away, they may have fought for you, or you fought for them, fighting to keep things together, fighting to keep it balanced and good, but it just didn't hold up because somebody walked away. Then we have this Three of Pentacles right here, trying to work on something. Maybe you tried to work on that first relationship that maybe didn't really pan out the way you wanted it to. You watched those seeds grow, you're wanting them to grow, wanting them to flourish, and it seems you got that harsh, direct communication in about maybe this person sharing their love with someone else. And when it came to this other group of seeds that you planted, you may actually be watching this person right now and trying to make a decision on whether or not this person is going to be with it again or not. They're going to make an effort. If they will fight for this, like maybe you were wanting to fight for it, and this is somebody from the past, of course. But it's hard to tell right now, so you're just kind of just watching them. It's hard to know. So maybe you're fearing that you can't make things right again. You're fearing that there may be limitations because of this deception that has happened, this Seven of Wands right here. Not being able to fix things, or feeling that maybe they've lost their passion and they're just not going to fight for this anymore. Well, I'll tell you what, with this hangman here, you're not going anywhere. You're not moving forward. You're just kind of hanging there. And I think you need to ask yourself, is that really doing good for your life? Is it really going to move you forward to find happier days? Not really. Not really. It seems that some sadness that has happened in your life is limiting you from moving forward. Maybe feeling like you can't move forward because it's a lost cause. You're never going to find love, or you're never going to find this job again, or whatever. It seems that we're talking about love here because we have that Two of Cups here, right? So all you can do is just basically watch this person. You know, when you go to the store and you buy something, you keep that receipt, right? And if it doesn't work, you just return it, right? Maybe you get another one, or you just get your money back and you just say, I'm cool. I don't need one of those. But when it comes to your time, time is ticking away. And you don't get a receipt for that. You cannot return time. Time is one of the most valuable things that you have in your life. Because you cannot refund time. And the best thing for you to do is to try your best to move forward in your life. Maybe love is not good for you right now, and you need to learn to maybe love yourself. Enjoy your own company. I guarantee you that once you can learn this love for yourself and enjoy the time that you spend yourself by yourself, love is just going to like trip over you, or you're going to trip over it. Or maybe there will be some fated meeting in the grocery store or at the library or wherever you go, and you might bump into somebody again. But for now, keeping this fear and limitations on yourself, it's keeping you in the hangman mode. And it's not allowing you to move forward in your life. It's keeping you kind of held back, you know? You have to be clearer about what you want. You know, maybe your heart is really guarded right now with this self-defense right here from the Scorpion. You know, going out and finding someone else to replace someone is definitely not a good idea, because you're just bringing sadness into the new relationship. You have to get over what has happened. Try to start new. Wow. Seems like somebody's in tears. Well, whatever it is that's going on here, I say that you need time to heal. You need time to heal. You need time to get over, this heartbreak. We all go through it. Everybody does. You might feel like you're a failure in a relationship or whatever, but you know what? All you can do is heal yourself the best you can, get right back up, and start working on yourself and on your life. Before you know it, you won't even be remembering this that much anymore, and you'll be living your life day to day, going out with friends, just being like a normal human being, living your life, going to work, making things happen for yourself. And before you know it, somebody's going to stumble into your life somehow. Or maybe you might take up the courage to call somebody again. Say hello. How have you been? You know? Because I'm sure by the time you heal, they have already healed too. When it comes to somebody who brought in terrible communication, I'm not sure you might want to speak to that person again, because it might have been deceiving, because you got justice out of a situation, so that's telling me that somebody has deceived you and you received information of having justice over the situation. So you may not want to talk to that person again. You can forgive them. You can forgive them. You don't have to forgive what they've done. You don't have to be their best friend and hang out with them on the holidays. But you can forgive them. Forgive yourself for putting yourself through that. But that one who got away, it's possible to bring communication back up. But I think you should heal first before you decide to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to pile number 3. Okay, so here's pile number 3, and the question was, how can I release fear and limitations in my life? Let's find out. Okay, so we have the lizard, and lizard represents caution and regenerator. Okay, so maybe there's a situation that you need to take caution in. Maybe you want to regenerate a new connection, maybe a new situation. Let's find out. First, we have the Six of Swords. We have the 5 of Pentacles. We have the 3 of Cups. We have the Hanged Man. We have the 10 of Wands. We have the Knight of Rods. Oops, sorry guys, I did put that deck upside down. Let me fix that. Okay. 2 of Swords. 5 of Rods. 8 of Pentacles. King of Swords. And the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Alright. So, we have one major arcana here. We have the Hanging Man. Somebody feeling like they're stuck in a certain situation. First, we have the 6 of Swords. You may be moving forward in a situation, okay? This kind of looks like Alice is going this way instead of like really away, right? So maybe she's decided to move forward in some situation. A situation that has left her out in the cold, basically. She has someone else in the boat, somebody older. But it seems that she's still moving forward, even though she's feeling sad. Sad over, I'm thinking, a 3-party situation, because this 3 of Cups here, usually the 3 of Cups denotes like celebration, but it could also denote a 3rd party. So maybe she feels left out in the cold, or that she has found that maybe somebody has put her or him, whoever this is, in a 3-party situation, and they've left that situation. And with this Hanged Man here, it kind of feels like you might feel stuck now. Like you have a big burden to deal with now. And that burden is sending some passionate message somewhere. Because, you know, you are moving forward here. Or you're wanting to move in that direction. And you're stuck maybe right now. Or you may have been stuck. Maybe you were stuck in that situation and the burdens are just being carried around with you. Perhaps guilt from something. Maybe you want to send a passionate message somewhere. So, but right now, maybe because there's so much burden around you, you kind of can't do that, because it shows that you might be working on your money. Maybe you're working on your money to move towards a certain situation. A situation that's left you feeling left out in the cold somehow because of a 3-party situation, right? And this whole time you've been probably carrying this burden on your back, wondering what's going on. Why is this so heavy on my heart? Why is this so heavy on me? So you might have started throwing yourself into your work to try and get over whatever this is, but this being left out in the cold is in your mind, and you're thinking, God, I have to make a decision over something. Something is really burdensome in my life. Do I want to carry this burden, or do I want to fix the situation? That you're afraid to because of that third party situation. Maybe you know that if you come in with this passionate information, you know there's going to be arguments, fun fights, conflicts. We have the Eight of Pentacles again. All right? So you are working diligently on making that money, building up your pentacles again. And even though you're carrying these burdens on your back, you're going to come in. You may want to come in like the Knight of Rods, but I think you're going to end up coming in as the King of Swords. Somebody who is very intelligent. They've given this a lot of thought, right? All these burdens. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do, and they have figured out that if they work on their pentacles and come in with the truth, that they may be able to provide some stability somewhere so they can bring that passion back into the situation, right? They're trying to regenerate something that was burdensome and three-party situation-ish, being left out in the cold, that this arguing and bickering. And so you might feel that you're working hard to fix a situation by bringing in financial stability to help to ground someone, ground yourself, ground another person, ground a whole situation. Find balance here, you know. So it looks like you might be working on the fear of failure in a situation, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, because failure, we learn from our failures. We learn from those. Failure is good. People think like, oh, I don't want anybody to know I failed. I don't. You know what? Failure is good. Without failure, we'd never pick ourselves up again, learn from our mistakes, and move forward. Just don't make the same mistake again. You know, that's all. Not a big deal. Right? People run in marathons and they don't win. Not everyone wins. That's a failure to them. But what do? They go out, they strengthen up, they practice, and they try again. Failure is not essentially what everybody thinks or feels it is. Failure is a lesson, and it's learning. It's learning to see how much endurance and strength and drive you have to keep moving forward, to bring happiness in your life. It seems this situation has brought you a lot of tears. Maybe private tears, tears that you don't show anybody. My candles are just, they're crying. They don't always do that, but today they are. Because you have a deep fear inside and you feel like you're limited in what you can do. Basically, there's only one thing you can do. So you failed in the past. Get back up and try again. Don't limit yourself to what you can do. Don't limit your capabilities of moving forward and finding happiness. There's no limits in life. No limits. Only you put limits on yourself. So let's go ahead and see what kind of advice we can get from the surrender cards and from the Buddha wisdom cards. And maybe this will shed some light on something. I don't know. We'll see. See you guys there. All right, so we made it to the end here. So we're looking for some advice for how can I release fear and limitations from my life. It seems like there's a lot of sadness going on right now. Sadness because of mistakes, past mistakes that we've made, things that we're having to deal with, not knowing how to get past whatever it is that has happened of the past. But it looks like, before you do figure out about how you can release this fear or limitation in these situations, you must go through some more healing, trying to find what it is that went wrong, perhaps forgive somebody, and then turn around and forgive yourself for putting yourself through that, or for maybe making a mistake. All right? Try to find a little bit of love for yourself so you can share love with another. Because you don't want to carry all that excess baggage into something new. Because you're going to have a sense of not trusting and, paranoia, fear, right? You're going to feel limited. You're going to want to hoard that person and coddle them. And that's not how you want to open up a new relationship. You want to build trust, and you want to build it with truth, So let's find out what you can possibly do to help yourself remove this fear and bring back more confidence in your life to make yourself realize that there's no limits really in life. Okay? I'll put these Buddhist cards to the side here. All right, I've already pre-shuffled, but I'm going to shuffle one more time, okay? What must I surrender in regards to how can I release fear and limitations in my life? Let's find out. Okay. I'll pick from back here because we want to move forward, right? So I'll pick it from the front, moving forward. I don't know, that just popped into my head. And then we will find out what kind of wisdom Buddha has for us. These are also pre-shuffled. I'm going to shuffle one more time. What kind of wisdom does Buddha have for the viewer who's having problems releasing fear and limitations in their life? And if you've been crying, let it out. Okay, let it out. If you need to cry, let it out. Don't hold it in, okay? Go hide and do it if you have to. All right. This is what kind of wisdom Buddha has for us. All right, and I do have the book here in case I want to refer to it. Maybe I won't have to, but maybe I will. I do have to sometimes. Okay. All right. I just feel real weird if stuff's not in order here. I don't know why, but I guess it's a hang-up of mine. So let's find out what you need to surrender first. Okay. Surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. So, I did notice in all the card piles that there was a sense of the hanged man position, being stuck, not able to move forward. because you're in your head about something you just can't get through, you know, something that's been keeping you in fear and limited from moving forward, right? That's what this card is talking about, all right? It says, open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. You can't do that if you're in the hanged man position, okay? Go somewhere, cry your eyes out, wipe out those tears, wash your face down, and get back outside, go to the park, you know, go somewhere, walk around where there's other people and environments and, you know, experience what kind of wonderful things there are in the world, okay? Because there's better things to think about than always crying over lost love and having someone and you must be there with them and you can't live your life without anyone. That's not what life's about. It's part of life to, you know, find that special love person you want to be with. I mean, that's something that I'd like to have, but I'm trying not to hang on to that myself because I believe that I have to love myself first and then I can bring love to others. I feel sadness too. I've cried my eyes out too, but you know, it's part of the healing process. So you need to surrender to wonder and awe. Experience nature. Experience the world in new eyes. You know? I bet there's so many things out there that you have not even seen yet or even experienced. Have you ever really went for a walk in the park and seen like a gardenia plant or something and you see those little white flowers on there? Have you ever actually stopped and took in a little sniff of one of those gardenias? So wonderful, that smell. You know? Get out there and smell the world. Feel the beauty of the world, you know? And then you'll realize, like, wow, this world has so much to offer, so much joy, and it's growing. These plants are growing, and they're not weeping over anything. They just continue to grow and flourish and provide that beautiful scent and that beautiful sight to everybody that walks by. And they do that because it's in the nature to do it. They're not trying to impress you. They're not trying to look a certain way because that's just how the plants grow. Just like the animals. You might see a squirrel might come up on you and thinking, oh, is this guy going to give me a nut? And then you step forward to look at it and then they get scared and run because they don't know. They're not sure. But, you know, the squirrel's not there to impress you. It's trying to survive, really. You know, but you need to release the fear you have perhaps in like relationships, you know? Why should relationships be fearful? Why do you always have to feel jealous or nervous that someone's going to leave you or someone's going to break your heart or anything like that? Most likely because you haven't established a really good friendship with somebody enough to know that, okay, maybe, you know, you jumped into a relationship not even really knowing the person, and then you kind of got yourself stuck, but you forced that love in there. And maybe that person really didn't like you as much as you thought they would or as much as you liked them. Or maybe you didn't like them as much as you thought you would, you know, and now you're feeling stuck or something. Or maybe an end came to that situation and you're like devastated. You know, it's always good to take time to get to know your partner, get to know who they really are, because you don't want to get stuck in something that you regret. Let's find out what Buddha has to say before I can talk about this all day long, so let me just stop. So we have the green Tara, okay? The Bodhisattva of compassion and action. I think we got this the other day. Compassion with action yields results. This is the number 2 card, right? So maybe you need to show yourself a little compassion. Maybe you've just been way too hard on yourself, stuck in your head, thinking about the worst that can possibly happen in any situation, you know? Maybe you need to forgive yourself for past things that you've done. And you can also forgive those who have deceived you and hurt you. But like I've said many times, you don't have to hang out with them. You don't have to spend Christmas with them, but you can forgive them. You don't have to forgive what they did. Because that action, if it hurt you or broke you somehow, there's no compassion there. You cannot yield any results from deception or sadness or hurt that somebody may have caused on you. But you can forgive the person, because every action that we have is kind of learned. Somebody taught that person to be that way. They taught them to be deceptive, sneaky. You're not born knowing that. It's kind of learned, you know? So you can forgive the person because maybe that's their nature and they don't know what they were doing. And if they don't apologize to you for it, or, whatever, then that's on them. But you can forgive them. You just don't have to hang out with them. You don't have to make them your best friend. You can just walk away. You know what you've done is right. You can forgive yourself for putting yourself through that. And you're probably going to be able to move forward confidently. And then you'll be able to take action on whatever it is you want to take action on. Getting that new job, taking that first step outside after a week of crying in the house, whatever it is, you'll definitely feel better about yourself in your own skin. So, and the green Tara. Now, what is green for? Green is the color of the heart chakra. Have compassion for yourself. We all make mistakes. And if you think that no one's going to forgive you for those mistakes that you've made in the past, that's on them. I just saw number 47, if that means anything to anyone. But, God will give you unconditional love no matter what you did. And if you have that, it doesn't really matter how anybody feels about you. But there are people out there that they might not love you as much as God, because God is the ultimate love. Okay? But they might forgive you right back. If you're involved with somebody who is emotionally stable, I'm sure that they've gone through their pain and suffering and whatever it is they've gone through, cried it out and healed themselves or whatever. But if you can go back and, find forgiveness, or ask for forgiveness, or just forgive yourself, you don't even have to go back. No one's forcing you to do that. You can forgive yourself silently, But if you're feeling burdened by this and that you must do it, gather that strength, okay? Get that compassion for yourself inside and take that action, because you will probably get some kind of really good results, because it takes a lot of courage for a person to admit their wrongs face to face with somebody. It takes a lot of courage, and I'm sure that anyone who receives that information from you will absolutely be shocked. But, that's whether or not you want to do it. No one's forcing you. I'm just here to make you think. I'm not here to make you do anything, act a certain way, believe anything. Nothing. All I'm here to do is to make you think without having to go to outside sources who you don't know, or you know that might even deceive you and trick you into not doing things that you should, because not everyone out there is here for our benefit. You don't know me, I don't know you. I have nothing to lose by saying this. You have nothing to lose from watching this. The only thing you have is to gain knowledge to help you to think for yourself and to come up with your own decisions. Random, right? So, you can release fear and you can release limitations. Just find forgiveness and love in yourself. Heal from whatever past pains you've had and know that fear is important. Without fear, we wouldn't know how to overcome obstacles, right? And limitations. There's absolutely no limitations in life. You can go as far as you want to go, as long as you have confidence in yourself and you tell yourself, you know what, I can do this. I don't need just this in my life. I want more. Don't limit yourself to what you can have and what you can enjoy in life, because life is limitless, just like the universe. Okay, you guys, so I think that's it for today's reading. Hopefully I was able to help someone out there. Hopefully you didn't tear up too much. I'm sending you out healing energies and happiness and the strength to stand up again and move forward in life, to not be stuck, because you don't need to be there. Okay? My name is Mona. This is Kaleidoscope Dreams Tarot. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share on these videos, and I will definitely see you next time. Bye.